All right, we're good.
All right. How was work, Mike?
Man, fuck work.
Praying.
Man, uh, fuck restaurants always do that shit though, and they act like they're being nice to you, but they're just not getting their like fucking dollar per calorie burned out of you. So
Right.
going home, don't pay your rent.
Yeah,
It's
for
wild
real.
because you like all restaurants do that shit too, and but you can't like be secure in how much money you're gonna make or nothing. Fucking week to week, you don't know how your schedule's gonna look. They're gonna send you home because they're not making money off your ass right now. Like,
Uh,
man, that shit makes me mad.
Cause that shit drops, I'm dropping. I mean, period. That's really how it is. That's how it should be with everybody anywhere.
But, I mean, but like pay as somebody writes how you treat somebody as a human. Also, it's not the only ingredient, but boy, it's the main one.
Yeah. Should just be straight across the board.
I mean,
Oh,
people
you're a person.
people act like that at fucking every poor job. They fucking all your managers act like little fucking tiny bully cops and shit. Like talk about your fucking attitude and all this bullshit, but like you were taking my life, you using me up, and you're copping me, and you expect me to like be happy about it. Get the fuck
Yes,
off
I'm
of me,
just
dad.
smiling.
Like, how come you're not giving us more effort? Cause fuck you. That's why. Like, why are you asking me this question? Cause fuck you.
Straight up. Because fuck you. Fuck this place. Fuck this little ass baby check you gave me. Because it ain't shit. You see, you see, what's his name? The guy who's a Republican senator guy
Mitt Romney.
marching. Yeah, see Mitt Romney out there?
Yep.
What the
And did you
fuck?
see fucking Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi and her little fucking Africa sash.
Mm, yeah, I did see that.
Uh huh.
That shit's gross, bro.
Ate it.
And like that first picture is an old man taking a selfie is turning me off any time of the day, no matter who's doing it. And then you're at a fucking march for the people you historically don't give a shit about as a
Mm-hmm.
person. What the fuck's going on? During Pride Month too? Was he a Mormon, right?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Shit's getting out of hand.
I said cancel all this bullshit. Cancel the
Yeah.
whole show. New show.
New show. We need a whole new cast. Let's recast everybody.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Rewrite this shit. It ain't funny anymore. But damn, it was. It was funny.
I've laughed a time or two about life.
You know, fucking. Who else is out here showing out for this for us?
Fucking lots of NBA players. Damian Lillard been out here in Portland. A couple other people too. Anthony Simmons, maybe somebody else, but Kyle Lowry been out in Philadelphia with a couple other players too. Marcus Smart, Enes Kanter been out there. And Enes Kanter knows what's up. He's like a fucking wanted terrorist in his home
Oh
country for
yeah,
protesting just like this. Police doing the same bullshit.
that's
Fucking
a real nigga.
Turkey, yeah. He's like kill us right there. He can't even fucking travel to England for games or nothing because they'll snatch his ass up.
Oh my god.
So he's out here,
Yeah,
like he's out in the street of Boston, like all the real shit.
he really means it. At least you know he means it. He's about it. Uh,
How's it going out
People are
there?
just
They fucking still tear gassing and shit. Fucking bomber reporters every day out here in Portland and
yeah,
Seattle. Fucking wild. I was
it's pretty
just
awesome.
before we got on the stream, I was watching this fucking dude try to drive his car into a crowd of protesters in Seattle, and people try to stop him, and he fucking pulled out a gun and just fucking killed the dude on the street. Fucking
Whoa.
then like just walked over to the police, so they like safely.
Oh my
Yeah, they
god.
didn't even try to go get him or do nothing. They're here fucking tear gassing people with umbrellas.
Wow. Is that the guy? I saw a news article that said man who drove car into
No, that's a different
protesters.
dude.
Oh
That
wow.
and
Did that just
that dude's a
happen?
Nazi. Like he's a known Nazi. He has fucking 88 and the whole shit like tattooed on him.
Oh no.
Those cops just like hung out with him for a while. He didn't even like. I don't even think he'd been charged.
That was a fucking Burger King, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Must be
exactly,
tough in there.
exactly. It's
Bring
that
me some
shit.
Chick-fil-A. I know you're a
Yeah,
Christian.
what you need. Doing God's work. But oh my god.
It's insane. Like what do? Yeah. How about uh, Minneapolis? They said they're disbanding the police or something. What do you think the chances are of that? That sounds like bullshit.
I mean, I don't know. The city council has a. I guess they had a like veto proof majority to do that. I think they're, but they don't really know how they're gonna do it yet. They're just planning to do it over the next year, I guess.
Yeah, they're probably gonna stop that shit, huh? Stop it cold.
I
That's what
mean,
it's grossing me out that people are so excited about it. Like, I don't know. Doesn't seem like a real thing. So, and then how does the community police? How does that look? Who's gonna arrest their cousin for what he did to whoever, right?
I mean, there are like people have plans for investing in community safety and services otherwise that don't involve imminent escalation.
Hmm.
Like sort of don't start at I'll kill you.
Right.
Then maybe we can go there less often.
That would really be nice. I mean, for some people, they don't even explore that as an option, though. Just like that dude. Like, couldn't kill this nice fellow, Dylan Roof. What? What's 9 black churchgoers?
Easy, I guess. Shit.
It's true.
I mean, speaking of fucking people like trying to buy a spot in heaven or whatever, fucking the mayor of DC had that Black Lives Matter painted on the street on the way to the White House, right? Changed that the street sign or whatever. Also, but then at night or like later on, the protesters fucking wrote like equals defund the police like in the same font
Oh
the
yeah.
other direction. And we're just telling her to shut the fuck up and like get to work. Like nobody cares what you paint on the street. You got like fucking cops out here beating the shit out of us. Like,
Right. God, that shit is so fucking weird. It's so weird. It's like, it's just like you've been getting these fucking emails from these companies. We care.
mm-hmm.
Fucking got one from Uber.
I saw you posted that.
I'm so mad. Uber Eats? What? You're
Mm-hmm.
shitty as fucking. And oh my god, free delivery. It's nothing. It's so nothing. $1 million is so nothing. That's the standard for all of these companies. I looked at the EA statement too.
Mm-hmm.
It's $1 million. What are you doing?
Nah, shit.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather gave more than that to the one family that was affected by what's happening.
Yep. And he ain't even trying to fucking like buy brand points with that shit, which is what he's all about otherwise.
Which is, yeah, that's
It's
it.
fucking Floyd Money Mayweather, baby.
He would be handing it over with his one pistol like that. Conor McGregor gonna get one of these, bitch.
Yeah. And then you got fucking every company. I swear to God, we're gonna have fucking Coke lids and shit with BLM on them by the fucking fall.
Oh.
I swear to God.
There's gonna be commercials.
There are already
Charmin,
commercials.
Like,
I mean, like,
has been long enough.
it's better than not, though. In some ways, and in some ways, like it's definitely insidious and dangerous, and used to get out of the real conversations and work you gotta do. But like, also, I mean, like, I guess there's some level of broad acceptance of like the NFL going from blackballing people who are, like, even think that Black Lives might matter to being like, okay, we have to listen.
Oh yeah, that's our demographic. That's our whole team.
I mean, like, even though it's definitely like totally cynical and only money related, like, it's just looking out and seeing the curve, like, you're gonna lose your money. So
You're gonna lose your shit. Eventually, they're going.
I mean, I guess that's still better than being like, no, fuck you, you don't.
I guess. I'd rather have.
It's also gross though, and I brought up
It's
just like, this is all like happening live. This is like right when fucking I just watched the conference where Trump was saying to bring in the military and shit, and I mentioned the like cops kneeling. I hadn't seen that before, and I think pretty like quickly we were like, also maybe that's some fucking horseshit. But it turned out that they were posing for a picture while they put on gas masks, fucking gas everybody that whole time. And like, even if they hadn't done that, like, those are still the people that are murdering you in the streets and fucking all this shit,
Yeah, still.
Even if they hadn't gassed you right after, like, that's like, kneeling's not it good enough. That's not it. We need the work.
You saw that video? You saw the video where they lured him into coming close by kneeling?
Yeah, I did see that shit.
That was so fucking funny though.
The fucked up thing is, like, it is, but the fucked up thing is they definitely think so too.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Man, that was terrible though. That's really bad. But that's the naivety, right? They're just like, oh my god, they believe in it. We'll go hug them. We'll go hug their gun barrels.
That's crazy. Fucking, and all these goddamn Democratic governors and mayors and shit out here, like, fucking signing like they give a fuck, but
Photo ops.
yeah, I mean, like fucking in Atlanta, the CNN building got all fucking shit on. And they only showed like photos and shit after, which is weird. Like, that's not a fucking news station with cameras all in it, But people have video of it beforehand, and the fucking cops like fucking box all the protesters in on this fucking bridge or whatever, not in front of this bridge, had them blocked in on both sides, and fucking started tear gassing, open up on them and drove them in there. They don't show none of that. They just show like the CNN building all broken.
Look what they did.
Yeah. There's video of it though. Fucking police in Seattle going after people posting videos of them and shit, like tracking them down and fucking hunting them down and snatching them, holding them without bail and shit.
What the fuck? God damn.
That's fucked
They
up.
used to fucking Wasn't there like a big controversy in New York about the police grabbing people and holding them in sites, torturing them and shit? Yup. They gonna start fucking bringing out the real playbook. We was being nice with the tasers and shit.
And you know the cops fucking real sentiment. I've seen them post people post this kind of shit so much. It's like, good luck when we leave and you all rape and murder each other to death. Like, it's y'all. Like y'all ain't the ones out here doing it.
Doing
Their real
it.
stance is like, you need, rapists and murderers fucking like us. You need the clan out here to protect you from
You need the
yourselves
clan, baby.
doing this.
Damn. You need the clan, baby. There's a fucked
I
up
just
video
over and
game.
over see people posting that shit though. Like, fucking good luck. We all fucking leave and you all massacre each other in the streets and shit.
It's not gonna look good. It won't look good, but I mean, yeah, it's gonna be better than this, right? It's gotta be.
I mean, it might look good. Every fucking statistic and study I've ever seen say that, like, the state violence escalation theory is what incites this shit that they protect us from, that they say that they protect us from in the first place.
Right. It's made up.
Aside all these like crime
Almost.
statistics and shit, like they're not making it up and also forcing it to happen.
Whew.
and they're like,
God,
see how y'all act? We gotta do
told
this.
you. We boxed you into one city block, and you just wrecked it. Why you do that? It's weird to see those videos from the ground level. Like they're marching behind us, but look, they're in front of us. The fuck do you do, man? So I'm arguing. Well, I guess we're not arguing anymore, but it's like a good friend of mine. His dad's a cop, or I guess he was a cop, and then he was like a security guard. But I don't know. I think he might be back on it, or retired. I figure. But anyway, he's posting. Like, this is my friend from elementary school. Like, I think you've met him a couple of times,
Who is it?
and he's posting shit like
It's
videos of the cops destroying looters and shit, and he's like, "Yeah, get those thugs." Rrr. I'm just like, "Hey, buddy, we looted a store before, literally together,
Yeah.
like 5 times, and we didn't get in trouble because they took us to your dad's house because they knew him, and we were okay." It's like we literally looted a store. It was shut down. It had already been hit by many people, but we got in on that, and it's not different. No matter what, it's not different. And I don't know, man. I'm like, and he's like such. What is that shit, man? It's so gross. He's fought back against Christianity. After he found out that circumcision was kind of fucked up, he yelled at his mom about it. And then this is happening, and he's still somehow finding it hard to be a human about it, be a person about it. It's fucked up that it's getting burned down. It's fucked up. There's violence, but it wouldn't be there if there wasn't already the violence there.
Yeah, and I mean, I think honestly it just takes like an amount of personal responsibility that those other things don't. You gotta like take some fucking responsibility for your own education and perspective and understanding of the world. Excuse me, and like what you believe in and fight for it. And it's a lot easier to just like be held up by the system that like makes your life possible than to give a fuck about all the people it fucking eats up to do that.
And that's on the individual. That's on you. How can you uh, how can you justify that?
I mean, you see a lot of people doing that, even, and you see them wanting to like isolate the George Floyd's death. I mean, like that's what Rush Limbaugh did, acting like he doesn't know what white supremacy is.
All right, like this is the first time this has happened. This is some special case. Oh, and wow, they're really getting weird with him right now, huh? At first, didn't they say he was on PCP, and now they said, oh, he also had coronavirus and he was on meth, and look at his rap sheet. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean that's already
That,
that's all like this, and this whole time fucking it is too far away from the only question that should matter, which is like, can the state murder the person in the street? Like, can it justify that? And the answer is no.
nope, can't justify any of it ever. Well, sometimes.
I don't want to
You
hear
can't.
like, but you don't know how bad this person was. We're talking about how bad you are.
Yeah. That nigga dead. Who's defending him right now? I mean, you got this whole support system, and you still get mad whenever they're fucking called out and acted against. Like those guys that pushed over the old man and made his ears all
They
bloody and
fucked that
shit.
old dude up. And they all just fucking like stepped over his corpse.
And then all of them
He didn't
quit.
die, but.
Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the cops around fucking cheering. Dude, I saw a crazy video in LA where, like, I don't know, it was like 100 fucking cops surrounded the, like, city councilwoman in a parking garage. Just told her off about how, like, they're the only thing that has been out there putting their lives on the line and, like, stopping the city from burning, or you'd all be on fire right now, and you should be, like, grateful for and all this shit, and, like, how could you. They're just all out there fucking cheering. Meanwhile, there's like dozens of hours of footage of cops just war criming down the streets. Yeah, and they want to say you to say thank you, and they're threatening you with like letting you burn if you don't.
that's fucking. Ooh, that's really fucking gross. There's no other way to describe it either. It's just fucking gross. I saw you going in on that fella.
He deleted that
That shit
post.
was. Yeah. I bet. Niggas sharing graphs without any motherfucking references
It's
on
all fucking
background. That's
cropped
why
out
you.
and shit. Yeah.
Oh, fucking. It's like that fucking. That old ass statistic picture that they would share with the guy holding the gun sideways, and it's like, police arrest more white people and they arrest black people by this, by that. Oh, is that so?
It seems pretty selective the way you're
Yeah.
presenting that information. Which information you're presenting?
Just look at this. Nothing else. How do they fucking justify that? To like, this one thing I found is the only fact that there is. All the other things that people say mean nothing because I found this picture. Oh yeah, Bill Burr says people go to imright.com. That's right. That's what they're doing. Right. This damn idiot.
I'm right.com. Our
When do
police
you think people?
chief just resigned today in Portland.
Really?
Hmm.
Hmm. Getting sick of it, huh? He's like, it should be over in a couple of days. Portland is full of social justice, right? They're gonna keep swinging the axes, probably.
I mean, yes, yes, and for cause too. Oregon's a pretty fucking racist place.
Okay.
Turns out, historically,
There's a lot of black people in Oregon and Washington, right? It's full of blacks.
and like,
Niggers.
I mean, like it's like that. Like Portland is a fucking like poster child liberal city. It's fucking our cops are. It's Seattle too. Our cops out here fucking tear gassing us still every night.
Ugh.
Fucking hundreds of people arrested. People, fucking reporters, just all reporters being fucking put down and fucking, whatever.
Shot.
Yeah, yeah, the whole fucking kit. Mace, beat, fucking shit taken, thrown in jail, no press.
These motherfuckers wild. When are people gonna really get with the program, man?
I don't know.
Instead of fucking manufacturing riot gear. Because, sure, umbrellas, cool. Coordinate with those. But let's get some motherfucking riot shields and some batons. Can you carry a... You can carry a baton. It's not a knife, right?
No, you can't
No?
either. In fact, it's super illegal that all these fucking cops out here with their names and badge numbers covered are fucking carrying weapons of any kind because they are not legal police. Well, that their shit is, well, they can't be identified.
So it's like
They're just
you
fucking,
can whack that motherfucker in the head. Who are you, vigilante?
yeah, just the difference is that, the whole state is sanctioning everything they do regardless. It's super extra legal. But, they're big ass gang of militarily
Yo,
armed and trained.
on the set. On the set, I could use this.
And they'll take you and they'll just fucking snatch you up, beat the shit out of you, fucking fuck you up, put you in jail, cost you thousands of dollars, years of time and shit. Like, and some people get like real strung up about it too, and a lot of shit will like just won't happen. There's so many thousands of people across the country right now whose lives are gonna be fucked about this, just getting snatched up in the middle of all this fucking war crime and shit. And like, there's a lot of bail funds and shit, but there's also a lot of people being held without bail, and even with their bail paid, who are like not gonna get out of the shit.
Yeah.
Who the
They
cops
run
are
that
like
shit,
looking
you're
to
gonna bail 'em
punish.
out. Right. This is like, nah. We got your money though, so.
Well, even like won't get out of the charges and shit, even though they should, even though this is all extra legal. And none of the cops will ever be punished. They can't be identified. Nobody's taking accountability. Nobody's trying to stop it. Oh, only Minneapolis, as far as I know. Like, had to put their fucking hands up and negotiate.
Why aren't we? Yeah. Do you think this shit's slowing down or not?
It's hard to say. The numbers are still getting bigger.
Yeah, it
It's
looks.
seems like a lot of police have run out of tear gas and shit.
For real?
Yeah, and like there was a certain way the narrative went that separated violence and non-violence too. That I think maybe stalled the rampage that was so effective in Minneapolis. So like now we might have like extended people in the streets peacefully in a way that will be easier for like the Democrat side of our political system to just kind of walk around, just to like be like,
Gross.
we're with you. Look at my scarf.
Yes, I agree. Let me into my building,
hmm
please.
hmm
All
And
right.
they'll just tear gas you every night, and it'll be fine.
Oh God. Why don't we tear gas them? It's so sad when they try to throw it back. It doesn't really affect them. They're all equipped for that.
Yeah, they all got masks and
Really,
shit on.
actually equipped.
And also, they'll charge you. And this is what I mean, like, the people that won't get out of this shit, like, they'll charge you for, like, assault with deadly weapons and all kinds of wild shit for throwing tear gas back.
Their own shit.
Yeah.
Back in
And you won't get out of those charges. They won't. They also probably won't let you get bail at all.
If you're a terrorist.
Well, you gotta understand, like, fucking all these judges are cops. All these fucking prosecutors are cops. All these mayors are fucking cops.
Cops, yeah. All these cops are Klansmen. All these Klansmen are Nazis. All these Nazis are aliens. We need to get rid of these motherfuckers. Motherfuckers. Corrupt. What am I supposed to teach my kid about this stuff?
Shit.
My mom told me that the police would fuck me. I was like, yeah, whatever. Watch this.
Hold my beer.
Got me.
Man,
It's too much.
it sure is.
Yeah, there's really nothing else, is there?
I don't know how's work been.
Huh?
I said I don't know how's work been.
It's funny. I'm starting to like annoy people. They're starting to really figure out how I actually am. Cause like chef told me to do something, and I just barked at him really loud, and he just like looked at me, and I was, and they started talking about like, yeah, that guy's kind of strange, yeah, and I was like, I got another level. You guys want to say that? Like, they all said no at the same time. Like, okay.
Mm. No,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's-
You're coming to the
Like,
show.
Chef gets it. He gets it. Yeah, and the other guy I work with, he gets it. The new guy, he gets it. But there's this one dude who's like, he's like slicing ham, and I made a joke, like, because he's putting his hand, like, really close to the other side of the blade. I'm like, danger. And I'm like, that's not good. Oh, I'm scared. And he's like, fine, I'll do it. And I'm like, nigga, give me that ham so I can do it without slicing my hands off like you about to do. Like, that's what I'm getting at is, I get it, slice the ham. About to fucking bleed all over this bitch. I know we're gonna be slicing shit. And he just, every time I make a joke like that, he'll think I'm being super serious. I'm like, you're obviously not paying attention to what I do. Like, that's what I told him the other day. I was like, this is what I do. Sorry. What do you think about blackfishing?
I don't know what that means.
It's like how these celebrity whores will slowly get darker and darker over time.
Oh yeah, that Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's weird.
It's weird as fuck.
It looks weird. I mean, it looks fake. Looks like you got about like 8 years of spray tan on.
That cannot be good. Gonna be looking like the president real soon. This fucking dog is dog barking.
There's somebody fucking like running a table saw outside my house.
Jesus. I guess today, I mean, this time is as good as any to work on your projects.
And they've been out here every day doing this shit for like 6 months. Word.
Oh, jeez. and get that shit done. What the fuck?
Nah, it's just fucking like old ass neighbor too. So just how he's probably
Hey,
gonna occupy the whole rest of his life. I got
this thing.
projects to do,
Oh my god.
which is fine. But man, it's like right next to my head every day.
It's not a good sound. Dude, that's a terrible sound.
God
Yeah.
damn it.
That's bad. It's starting to look fucking weird, like the other groups are starting to mobilize and go confront BLM groups, right? They're all looters. It's yeah, it's not cool. You've seen these stories come out about people getting cornered and beaten and stuff, or at least,
Man.
oy. I mean, but
And the
you don't
cops
really
fucking
blame them.
like, while they're out here fucking tear gassing people with umbrellas, they're also like totally escorting and cooperating and working with all these fucking like Nazi hillbillies out with their ARs and shit, running over people in
Thanks
the
for
crowds.
helping.
Like,
You guys are the best.
real
We all
America.
know what happens when those motherfuckers go into custody. They do a little community service and they're back out with their AR. Bringing that automatic justice.
It's hard to. I mean, it's hard to like categorize people by any particular feature though, because I mean, there's definitely also plenty of people out with their fucking weapons that are like just not for this shit.
Yep.
There was like the new Black Panthers and shit in Atlanta, fucking escorting some of those marches, fucking strapped across their chest with the big shit, you know.
That's fucking good.
Mm.
That's what I really want to see. And I want to see more shit like this clip I saw where like 20 niggas rolled up on some horses.
Yeah, I saw that
Like
shit too.
that. That's what I want to see right there. Cause Ogie full of that.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah, the rodeo is here.
Uh-huh. And them motherfuckers can really ride horses too.
Yeah.
Don't need a saddle, don't need a holster. Let's go. I rode a horse once. Let me sign the fuck up, buddy. It didn't go too badly, but not very good. I really do like that shit.
People out all over the world about this shit.
Yep.
Which is cool, and maybe it'll, like, breed more solidarity, because, like, we should be out for Hong Kong shit, too, and, like, France been out fighting, and fucking, on and on. And not, like, as a criticism, but, people being on that shit now, but it's just good to see everybody, like, all over the world being like, yep.
I mean,
That's what we're all talking about.
Yeah, everybody's looking at it, man. Who's gonna help Venezuela? You know, they've been fucking going.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time too, and it's starting to look like we might be looking like that. Like, can't say shit, can't do shit, and by the way, the government's got some nigga on a motorcycle coming by your house later on tonight.
Yup.
Mercenary.
Secret police and shit.
What were they called?
I said secret police and shit.
Yeah, for real. I can't remember. There was like a Spanish word for those fucks. Those, damn it. Can't remember.
I think I know what you're talking about too. But just fucking Gestapo. It's all the same shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, they, talking about the dangers of fucking Nancy Pelosi or Mitt Romney or whoever fucking buy into this bullshit or trying to buy a spot into this bullshit or out of the like shit they're responsible for and the work they got to do
Yeah.
is like there's like a praise for the military and shit that's coming out of it because usually like General Mattis came out and was like, this is horseshit, the military's not about this, so on, which is great, but the military is very explicitly about this
Yeah.
all over the world, and I'm
Got
not trying
badges.
to hear you like buy your way into the good side because fuck Trump, like you're not. But then, I mean, like so many people are persuaded that like were never really like didn't understand and weren't convicted in the first place. They're like, oh yeah, fucking Mattis is a great guy, or like, Romney's on our side, but they did this, they do this, they are this,
This is their job.
and them fucking posing for you with a picture, like saying a thing that's like brand trending across the world is not how you move out of this position. So I think like it's pretty dangerous that like the idea that as long as you don't do this to American citizens or like American black people, then you're a good person, and this is not like still the underlying nature of the system.
Yeah, we're like, and people. I mean, just not long ago, we were making jokes about Trump being a gangster and blowing that dude up at the wedding or whatever, right? And it's like, oh shit, I forgot that's what they do. That's what they do. They just kill people. It's like, damn, we're just laughing, making memes. There are no memes about this.
People aren't like really familiar with at all with the number of civilians we've killed in the last 20 years, even like
Right.
in just the Middle East, not even count long term effects of like fucking embargoes and shit that we place on countries, like how many people we starve, not counting any of that, like just the hundreds of thousands of civilians we've like directly bombed and killed in the last couple of decades.
Like that.
This
About
is that here,
yeah.
and like
Just
pretending,
continuing.
yeah, and pretending like your heart's not rotten. It's not gonna stop the whole organism from fucking dying.
Don't stop us from seeing it either. 'Cause damn it, we see it. I remember when people were laughing and joking about the dropping the Moab on the cave system. I'm like, damn, them niggas is living underground for a goddamn reason, probably. You're scared of the skies, and
Hmm.
this is why. That's spooky, man. Imagine
Every
if
time
someone
you
take
let
your
it through that like that's an acceptable casualty because that's not me.
yep,
Every time.
start to slowly realize that is you.
There's a lot of people like shocked right now how the police are acting, but that's wild to me. Have you like how have you never looked at the world around you?
You've been, it's right there all the time, every day.
And it's fake. It's got like because you want to avoid responsibility. That I mean, that Rush Limbaugh bullshit, and they all act like they don't know what you're talking about. Because then you have to like go back for the last one, like fucking 60 years of your life. You've been on some bullshit, being like actively harmful by refusing to look at the world around you. You have to own that shit. They're not trying to do that shit.
It's like I've always
Even
been
if they're here
here.
with you right in the moment, they really want to fucking isolate that shit.
Uh, ew, ew, gross. Is this shit manufactured or are people really buying that though? Whenever they're coming out Black lives matter. They do. I swear it. I've been saying it.
Oh, like plenty of moderate white people are totally placated by it.
That makes sense. Now that makes a lot of sense. It just gets grosser and grosser. Oof. I'm surprised there isn't more happening around here.
It hasn't been. I mean, I saw some videos of Oklahoma City where it's a little bit crazy.
A little bit. Job said whenever they were out at the jail in Tulsa that he thought that they were really gonna fuck some shit up.
I saw that. He was thinking they might fucking tear the jail down. That's what's up.
Fucking insane, bro. For real. Hey, you guys are the police board now. They're like, what? Oh, somebody did. The inmates are like, nah, don't let that nigga out. What the hell? Give me the fucking badge, bro. I got this. Man,
It's crazy too, cause like I mean, there's like so much violence, just like wild violence and alpha culture in jail, but it's bred by the infinite escalation of violence. I mean, that's what will happen to like someone who has a boot that can't be taken off of their neck. If you like put any fucking animal like up against a corner and fucking smash it repeatedly, all it's got left is to fight with everything it's got. Yep. Any of us, any animal.
That's all you got.
And then they'll do it and say, look at this animal.
Look at this.
See how after we just stomp on its face over and over, it can't help but try to defend itself?
Oh. It's sad that I laugh at that. Because it's like, it is so real. It's so fucking real. It's so right now.
Yeah, I think what's gotta happen. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's all there is to do. Really, is to watch violence. Is to watch it happen. You know.
Next on the Violence Channel.
Yeah, like, what were you saying?
Man, I don't even remember.
There's too many Karens.
Oh, I was saying, like, so the thing that's gotta happen is all these fucking Karens and shit out protesting now. And, like, same people who are, like, up about the First Amendment, Second Amendment, don't necessarily, they're not, like, not down with dismantling white supremacy. Like, for shit to change, those people have to follow through. You don't, like, it's not an isolated moment. You gotta take responsibility all the way through. You can't just fucking leave when, like, the cameras are gone and all these hundreds or thousands of people are still in jail and their lives ruined by these protests, or because, like, you don't see people, like, specifically getting these, like, getting murdered by a knee to the neck on TV. It's not over because of that. And the reason that, like, it is systemic, like, remains the basis of our economy and culture and the way everything is structured is because those people are not willing to take that responsibility. And so, like, the danger with having people praising the military and military leaders and shit, like, they're not this across the world in genocide, is that, well, like, what you really want is for this to not happen in your face, which is fucking white supremacy. Like, you don't want to look at this. No. You gotta keep looking. You can't stop looking.
You gotta get in the mix.
But they will. I mean, you know, all these companies, you know, Coke will put out their BLM labels, or, you know, Pepsi with the fucking fist or what, whatever fucking
Uh,
every single company like Disney and shit out here on this shit like we don't know who you are.
Black Barbies. More
Man.
black Barbies.
Yeah.
Radical fucking Barbies. Clenched fists.
Yeah. And if you stop right there and fucking look at every life, every fucking black life, every brown life across the planet, if you don't look at like how this economic system is a funnel, if you're not willing to go back to the beginning and take it apart and build something that works, then you're into white supremacy. That's what it is. You're saying it's cool, I'm here, y'all are there. That's too close. I don't want the blood on my shoes. Take it across the street.
Ugh, that's really what's happening. There are people who are marching who are staunchly that right there. They believe in that. Like, hey man, you're making me look bad out here, huh? Why don't you guys cool it a little bit? But I'm keeping my motherfucking house. So that's that. Keeping my job. My mortgage.
At some point, you like. I don't know. I've seen lots of videos of like Hong Kong protests and shit too, and there's some pretty cool images. There's this dude fucking getting beat up with a baton, and the fucking cop like drags him down and like starts trying to arrest him. This other dude flies off fucking frame with this goddamn Bruce Lee dragon kick right in the fucking cop's neck. Fucking flops all back. They fucking swoop. They're gone.
Bye.
I want to see way more of that shit. Like, it's good. It's good to film, but also like, man, you grab my friend. Are we going to jail together or whatever's about to happen? Like,
yeah. So I was telling my boy, whenever he was saying stuff, I was like, if I see this shit happen to you, best believe you ain't about to go out like that, no matter what.
Yep.
I said I rush anyone down. I don't give a fuck.
And that's the human instinct that has a lot of people out for different reasons. That's good. But that they have to follow through. Like, it's not just an isolated day. There's no reason why this shit happened. Nobody could understand it or do anything about it. Even if your instinct is to do the right thing and like get in there and stop it, which a lot of people who are like fucking Rush Limbaugh or whatever, committed to not seeing white supremacy, like would maybe have physically, like at least instinctively, want to physically get in there and make that stop happening. In order to be about it, you gotta like try to understand why it's happening and how much is happening, and you gotta take responsibility. You gotta go back. They're not trying to do it.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't know. Like, I mean, how long do the protests go on? How big are they? Fucking. Last stream I was saying 40% unemployment. I meant to say 40 million people unemployed.
40 million people. That's right. What percent was it at?
I think it's about 20 now. But those stats are always like the way they're named can be sort of misleading because they're different states or reasons for unemployment. Like non-employed people that aren't employed aren't necessarily unemployed.
Right, not making as much as they were, so they're
underemployment also for sure.
Right. Oh, underemployment. I see.
But
Hey.
so I mean, it may be a huge sustained thing with all of the overlap that's always been there. I don't know.
I'm really rooting for that.
I think you gotta make politics and leaders and shit out of it. Because, I mean, all these people out, who is really trying to vote for Biden or Trump? Who wants this shit anymore? Nobody.
Any of that.
The amount of people that fucking vote in this country is none. Because it's horseshit, and everybody knows it's horseshit, and then you just try to shove it down each other's throat, like which side of evil is better, and they're just fucking evil in different ways.
Yeah, it's so fucking yet again, it's gross. It's also nasty.
Like I'm gonna vote for Marianne Williamson probably. I'm just gonna write that shit in.
Who's that?
She was the only candidate. She was early in the Democratic primaries, and she was talking about trauma, cultural trauma, generational, societal trauma, and reparations, and love, and like actually building a society that was about like not treating people like animals and mulch or whatever, you know. But I mean, she got pretty like she got kind of booed off the stage pretty quick. Just discounted for like being childish and unrealistic and talking all this woo bullshit. So she didn't really make it through, but I'm gonna vote for her. That's all I want. I don't want to hear. And she wasn't like talking about crazy politics. She's talking about like we start here, we dismantle these things, and we try to build these things in our communities, and you know, we figure out how to do all that. It doesn't matter how we do it so much as that we like take responsibility and use society for doing this.
I'm gonna have to look her up and put a picture on here of her. For sure. I hear about none of that.
And but like I would vote for a different candidate too if there were one.
Or anything, if there was anything. I mean,
if something were to come of all of these protests, if there were someone to vote for from all of these protests that came from like the nature and points and reasons that are behind all of this, then I would be about that. I don't know, like the organization and long-term effects and messaging of the protests. I don't know how that'll go. I just know that there's an unprecedented number of people who are fucked and whose times are not eaten up by work.
Yep, and they out there. They're out.
So I mean, I'd like to see something come from it that like wasn't able to come from Occupy or anything like that.
Got time now, cuz. Right? Now I got time. I don't know. Maybe we could be optimistic about this one. There's always a chance. I'm kind of not excited about having to search and find on the web the protests in my area, so I know if I need to avoid any main roads if I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about that.
Fucking Godspeed.
How dare they inconvenience me? I'm black. There should be a separate there should be a transportation system for us. White people have to walk. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. No, cops have to. If you have a cop in your family, you're a cop. Son of a bitch. Coppers. So I got protests. I mean, what else is there? COVID-19. Oh, I'm supposed to. Who gives a fuck?
Cases are already spiking from everybody going out to the beaches and shit. I'm sure they'll continue to from protests. I'm sure that lots of people will die about it from tear gas and shit.
Yeah. From fucking. I mean, I don't know. That dude's like 75, right? I feel like he's on his way to dead if they fucking critically injured him, which it says they did, right?
Yeah, he had like a seizure or something. I do think he lived, but that's crazy. Fucking all those cops like resigned, or I later read that they like refused to do emergency service, not even actually resigned, but they're all out like fucking cheering and shit for the police that did it. It's wild. All the police out there are like, hoorah, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, be cops. Wasn't he returning something to them too?
Yeah, I think I heard that. It was like a helmet or some shit. I don't know.
That's fucking funny as hell. People, they would just really just sign up, clap their hands for something like that.
Well, I mean, and that's the conversation that like they're just not even. They're trying to do everything they can to avoid to get to in the first place. It's like nobody has any right to do that. Like has any right to use that kind of force against somebody else who hasn't like fucking consented and put on gloves or whatever.
Right.
Ain't
Exactly.
no
You
cause to be
can't do
fucking
that.
treating anybody like that.
Anybody
I
who
don't want to hear
thinks
about
this
what
old
kind of
man,
person they are. I don't want to hear none of that bullshit. You don't.
nope,
You don't just fucking bully and smash people. Fuck you.
that's absolutely insane.
And
It's
that's
all
like
talk.
a starting point for all cops. Is like my inherent right to do this.
Saw a thing earlier. Uh, it's all about videos of cops wrecking people, isn't it? But I don't know. This guy, he was going kind of nuts, but he wasn't hitting nobody or nothing. He's just walking around saying all kinds of shit, saying he wants to detox and shit. And they're like, okay, get in the back of the ambulance. He was like, nah. He's just like walking around it
Was it
and
that dude
stuff.
that got
And
fucking tasered the fuck out
yeah,
of him a bunch of times? Oh my god, dude.
yeah, like wow.
Man.
He just came out of the fucking shadows like a real supervillain. He was like, nigga,
Yeah.
got him.
Don't worry, I'm.
Y'all do your job. Shut the fuck up. It's almost lunchtime. I bet he went to a restaurant and was treated like a king later on that day too.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the cops are coming. Yes, let's set their table up. Let's get under the table so when
Yeah.
they sit here, suck their dicks.
Yeah.
Nobody will know.
Yeah. Well,
Fucking
that's certainly how the rest of the cops treated that guy.
A. Oh yeah.
They sure don't stop him.
We'll get him. Yes. Good job. I guess the first one didn't have a fucking gun on his hip. He could have just shot him in the head. Whoops. That's real. Yeah, that's some
Yeah, missed
big
that one.
fucking ass shit. Missed. Oh, wrong.
Damn.
Shit. It's like the left hip, not the right hip. Gotta remember. That's what happened to that dude in Tulsa, right? And that guy wasn't even a cop, and he was like 80 years old. And he was like, "Oh, I thought that was my taser, but it was my revolver. Oh shit." Cold steel. That's tough, man.
But in, like, the accepted, even like unsaid narrative is that like it's okay because black people are scary.
I mean,
It's the same thing cops have said the whole time. Like, I had to shoot this person with their hands up, like begging, like on their knees, begging me not to because he's black. So who knows what monstrous shit would have happened if I didn't put him down? And that's like the accepted and like successful, even legal argument. Yeah, you're right. They are terrifying.
I would have shot him too. That's too much. I can't deal with it anymore. I think I'm gonna go out and fight.
Mm.
Alright, she just laughed at me. Bring me my sword. The nunchucks too, yes. And the cowboy hat. Yeah, niggas wouldn't fuck with me. They'd be like, oh shit. That nigga's like 5'11". Wow. constantly like, I want to do something.
I feel that. I mean, one of the reasons I like stopped posting so much. There was a time for years where I just fucking was spamming everywhere I was, like just fucking
God,
heinous war crime, like just constantly. Look at these stats. Look at what's happening. No, like people just like walked around me, you know. And I eventually just like got exhausted and stopped posting this shit, but I never stopped like following it. But it like I got so fucking I just you know I don't know what to do either. Like, I mean, what how do you help?
mm, I don't know.
I mean, you can go out and protest and shit, and you can like fucking talk and try to like spread information and perspective and just whatever. But it it's just so hard. Like you watch such inhumane, massive violence being wreaked on people, like with purpose to ends for long, like by design. And there's nothing like physically you can do about it. There's that instinct, like I want to go, like if somebody's fucking beating on my boy, like even if I can't fight, I want to go get like put my body in there, like covered, you know, like no, like let me share this cross or like I can't let just watch this happen. But you see people like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people just being bombed in the streets and shit. And like what do you do? And the people like you get the people there get pressed to such extreme violence, and then like look at them, look at those terrorists, look at those fucking animals. We have to protect you from this.
Fucking thugs.
And if you like, yeah, I mean, what do you do? Do you go fight there? Then you're a fucking terrorist too. You like you like get bombed in your cave.
Then you get bombed in your cave. Hey, that's a good title. London is going ham, right?
Yeah, that was a pretty good video of them throwing that statue in the sea.
Really?
I think that was Bristol, but yeah.
It happened today or something?
Yesterday. This old slave trader statue that's been up there for a long time.
Wow.
People have hated, and then yesterday, maybe the day before, they fucking went and grabbed that shit and pulled it down and fucking drug it with ropes over to the rails of the harbor or whatever, and just dumped that shit in the sea.
That's fucking baller, bro. That is baller.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm motherfucking talking about. Take a page from their fucking book on that one. Cause we got some shit. I mean, it's real. We got some stuff we need to get rid of. Some people we should throw in the sea. Do you think
And
the Marine Corps using their Confederate flags and public display or whatever is fake too? Posturing shit? Oh, look at us.
Yes. But it's undeniably good that they don't have fucking Confederate flags, which is horrifying. But that doesn't like at all absolve them of responsibility for the atrocity they carry out across the globe. And people really looking to get out of responsibility for this. I don't know. Like last week, I mentioned, or just kind of hypothetically, like, would we contact the UN if? But like that was also the time, like, when I was just watching that address where Trump was suggesting that the military occupy American cities, which, in a way, like everything is de-escalated a great deal. The police, I mean, besides the police who have fucking tear gas and everything,
They're still doing
but
it.
like the narrative of like there's good protesters and bad protesters has made like moderate people sort of take over the shape of what's happening. So the place where there would have been intervention, I don't think will come, which is good. I mean, it's not like I'm looking for people to get fucking military down in the streets. It's not like I want that to happen. But then I don't know that there will be any intervention. It'll just be like how shit is.
Yeah, that's what happens. What about that guy they shot in his restaurant? Did you see that multiple camera angles footage of that? That's tough, bro. If you almost shoot my niece in the head with whatever you're shooting at me, I'm probably gonna let one off to let you know not to try that kind of weird shit, no matter what.
I mean, that's the same shit with Breonna Taylor's dude, right?
Right,
Fucking
right.
that
They
dude's
busted his
in
house.
jail right now on fucking attempted murder charges and shit. When they busted in his house to get somebody already arrested, and he can legally carry a gun, and none of this shit should matter. They fucking murdered up his girlfriend, shot her full of holes, and killed her fucking dead in their bed. And he fired a shot in defense of his own home when they were fucking in every way wrong and extra legal. And that man's in jail for attempted murder right now. None of those cops are in trouble.
It's amazing how that story disappeared
Mm.
and then popped back up. Because I remember when that happened, and it was like
They haven't.
wow,
I mean, this is all the same week. Like fucking right before that was Ahmaud Arbery, and those fucking two old Nazis ran him down across the
oh
fucking.
my god.
George Floyd was
Right.
the third, just the third time that week, and it just was. That was it. That was too much.
And then it just continues throughout. I mean, every day we got a couple more, and they're starting to get younger and younger again. It's weird. It's weird, man.
I don't know though, but like, it's got to go big though, or go the fuck home.
Yep.
None of these cops about to be held accountable. None of them. And all these thousands of people's lives about to be ruined over this shit.
Yep.
I'm not here for you to fucking paint shit on the street about it if you're the mayor. I'm not here for you to fucking tell people to go home. I'm not here for you to say, like, only use tear gas if you need to. That's what dude did in Portland. He said he was gonna ban that shit, and then he didn't.
What a guy.
And they fucking out here tear gassing every day. Fucking in Seattle, they did ban it, and then they just kept using it anyway. They banned it a couple days ago, and they tear gas every day still.
Definitely asked the president. He was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, go ahead." What? I live here. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I kind of live here. Who knows? I swear that nigga's flying over us every fucking night at like 4 a.m. I hear a fucking big ass jet above the clouds.
We got fucking wild helicopters and shit out here.
Spooky, man. A black
Drones
job,
and shit.
That.
They're using fucking Predator 2 or what is it? Reaper fucking drones for surveillance and information, like cell phone information gathering for the protests in Minneapolis and shit.
That's illegal. Disgusting. And it's illegal to shoot a drone out of the sky, right?
It's illegal to throw tear gas back at the fucking
Right.
people who threw it at you first.
It's illegal to breathe near an officer.
If they feel like it. And that is their first point of business.
Yep.
You are subject to my power. Then we'll figure out what happens here.
The fucking grossest thing is that whenever you see one of them keeping the others accountable, it's only because, nigga, don't you see this motherfucker's recording? We're about to be on the news.
You can always see that, like, that one cop, like, notice the camera and try to, like, put his back in front of him and be like, hey. I mean, but then other times you see plenty of people just fucking start smashing the camera, you know, like...
Yeah.
And all these cops out here doing this fucking wild, violent shit. like not wear, and they're like totally illegally. They're not wearing their body cams like they're required to do. They're not fucking. They got their badge and names covered like they're required to have visible for
Required to do it
accountability.
shit when you
Yeah,
ask.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's supposed to come down on you if you're
And
fucking
they're
doing
just
a
like
good job.
looking into the camera like fuck you, smash, smash, smash.
What do you mean?
They were beating the fuck out of pepper spraying, like fucking rubber bullets, tear gas, the whole kit. Fucking reporters in
They
Portland
pump
for
that shit
asking their
out.
names and shit.
Rubber bullets come out fast. I cannot. I
They're big as
cannot.
fuck too. I see people get torn up by that shit. Even like if you get hit normally, it's big old bruises. But I've seen people, it's just like faces torn apart. People like there have been multiple reporters lost their eyes,
The
lost
eyes. Yeah,
lost
yeah,
an
remember
eye.
that eyeball.
It was like 7.
That's a lot. One nigga has 7 eyes. No. Damn. that's too. And they're aiming at faces. That's crazy.
Mm.
That's gonna be it, man. That it's gonna be those 3 motherfuckers that don't take kindly to getting hit that hard. But damn, how have they not found these magical niggas? Because damn, you're gonna hit the lottery eventually. Probably. So yeah, nothing's going on with the motherfuckers that broke into Breonna Taylor's place and
Nah.
well,
No, they're fucking chilling.
hell yeah.
You should, man, fucking
People,
pictures of them walking. Uh, oh, with Ahmaud Arbery. It's my bad. Um, yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with those two dudes. Did they get charged?
oh, with Ahmaud,
Is that what you
I
said? Did
was,
you say
I
Breonna
was,
Taylor?
I did, but of course they got off with it. They're a big squad of niggas that killed her, so they can't really, not
Mm.
all of them,
I was just got
or
fucking
not even
that
all of
picture in my mind of them fucking taking her husband or fiance. I don't know, but fucking in his in cuffs and shit, taking him into the station, and just how fucking smug and shit these dudes looked after they murdered this woman in her bed, and they got
them.
this
You can
dude
believe that.
like, we fucking got you now. You dared fucking cover your face, you son of a bitch. You accept our violence. That's what, like, fucking non-violence is one of the most disgustingly violent rhetorics of an oppressor. Man, all these people out here talking about fucking looters and shit. You all just, like, explicitly want things to be a certain way that they are that works for you. Non-violence is not, like, a serious discourse. It's telling you to lay there and accept it while I fucking hit you.
And that's not natural
Nah.
at all. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And people say like
It's
while historically just like absolutely false shit like violence has never solved anything and shit like that, and they take these weird moral high roads that don't exist. The world fucking moves on violence.
mhm.
Tell that to fucking all the kings and shit that got decapitated, you know, like tell that to all the nobles in France. Tell that to all the fucking buckets full of blood under those guillotines.
I mean, that's all there is.
People that like venerate the law and shit are like sociopaths to me. I like. Are you really gonna sit here and tell me a slave shouldn't have run away? What the fuck? Why are you ever talking about the law like it's at base a moral justification?
Dirty.
And they all hide behind that shit. Every one of them I ever known.
Mhm. That's not allowed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I told him I was like, things go a different way after all the slavery shit, and you know what? I could be an indentured servant of yours instead of your friend for all these years. I could be working your yard.
I mean, that is how it
Like,
is. I mean, that's the problem. Fucking a particular, like a huge volume of a particular people gets like segregated out of real jobs and security and freedom and shit, are not guaranteed the same economic floor and stability that everyone else is. So like, I mean, disproportionately the number of people like, and even in our age group, that work in fast food and retail, like grocery and shit, is disproportionately black and brown, hugely black and brown. And those are the same jobs that don't pay you enough to survive, that don't provide you insurance, that are why like black people are die more from COVID and shit, like way more, because they fucking have to be out working these bullshit jobs to barely survive, that like don't take care of them and support them. And like, we're still fucking bailing out Coke, who is gonna put Black Lives banners on their fucking sodas, or not Coke, but you know what I'm saying.
no, it's gotta be Coke.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know if we like bailed out Coke specifically, but I mean, I'm sure we bailed out everybody. Sure. We probably did.
Yeah. For sure. Nobody. Insanity. Justice for Breonna Taylor, man. And I was watching. I think just a part of the trial for Ahmaud, the killers of Ahmaud.
Mm.
They were examining the guy who did the investigation and put the charges on the fellas, the Georgia Bureau guy of investigations, obviously. Um, yeah, man. I mean, it would really suck to have to try to defend those guys. I think this guy, he was trying his best. He's like, well, he was punching that motherfucker because he had a shotgun.
And yet, like, almost always, unilaterally by law, that the argument is successful.
So disgusting.
Yes, you're right. That animal is scary.
I mean, look at him. We just wanted to talk to him.
It's okay. And, like, dude, so many of these fucking cops that do, like, murder the fuck out of people end up getting fucking PTSD settlements and fucking retire, like, medical retirement with pension and shit. So fucking many of them.
Right.
Like, wow, I had to put 40 fucking bullets into this dude laying on the floor crying. I need $1 million for my mental health. And we're like, you know, that must have been so terrifying for you. Here's all the money.
For the rest of your life, live this little cushy life, maybe. You don't even go outside anymore, you know. Just chill.
And that's money, like, that we don't invest in real jobs that, you know, really humanize people and stuff. Instead, we turn those people into jobs and dehumanize them.
That's what we do.
That's what they fucking, like, all the defund the police shit is about that. It's about, like, we should not be trying to solve all of our, like, community problems with violence like it's the only possible solution, or even a base starting point for any reason.
It's really, when you think about it, it's all they ever do. Do this. Nah. Okay, here, how about some of this? Come on. So we need to really look at Minnesota and see how this turns out. And see if that can happen everywhere else. If it's a good, I mean, it has to be. There's no, I mean, this isn't working, so.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We gotta see, and we have that. We're supposed to have that freedom, right?
We sure are.
Sure are. every citizen. That's why people come here, isn't it?
But criminals aren't citizens.
Hell yeah. Oh shit. I don't even know. I just don't. That guy's name was McCarthy or something.
Who?
Is this all that there is, Mike? It looks like it.
I mean, it's all there's ever been. Nah, I mean, you have to zoom out to take the responsibility you need to try to tear down and build a different system, but you can't zoom out so far that no one has any responsibility for anything.
What's that gonna solve?
I mean, you're either here to fight or watch, I guess.
That's it. Choose.
But like, I mean, the whole problem is that society is not fighting for people, and it hasn't been this whole time. It's been chewing them up. But like, society's primary function, and this is what I've been talking about. Like, this is why fucking politics pisses me off. Talking about politics pisses me off because people want to fucking just go down these endless fucking chutes and ladders. Like, what if but A or B, and then A or B this, and then A or B that. But like, you're not talking about how society's primary function, like the ethos and nature of society, should be about dignifying, valuing, and uplifting human life. Nobody thinks that that's what society is doing for us. I mean, people do think that. People do think that, actually.
Three or four, right?
But those people, I mean, that's what white supremacy is. I mean, that's what those people are saying, like, for me, at the cost of you, and that's how it is.
Yes.
There's no way around that. I'm going to eat you. We can do this politely, or you can be a fucking criminal.
Goddamn.
And we'll take that as far as you want to go. We'll literally fucking drop bombs on you in your streets.
Literally happening right now to people.
Fucking shout outs Tulsa. Shout out Philadelphia.
Shout out New York, they're going ham. Well, they were at the start of this, but you know, New Yorkers aren't really the lay down and take it kind of people, right? They going. Throw them jeans out.
Man, they fucking that shit too. They got like fucking Democratic mayor, and everybody was like all into their governor about the COVID shit. But they're just out here like, yeah, you shouldn't stand in front of SUVs if you don't want to get run over. You fucking trash.
Crazy.
Not voting for those people. Like, get the fuck out of here.
These actors. Those are the crisis actors.
I will not. They're literally holding a gun to your head.
Fucking A.
And saying or.
Or. Cuomo. So now it looks like we're waiting even longer on another stimulus.
Ain't about to be no fucking
Something about
stimulus.
July. they're scared, right? They're gonna do something, right? Yeah.
I mean,
No.
they were scared at the beginning and they started tear gassing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What they
They
do
were
is that.
scared, so they busted up in the house and shot that woman in her bed.
Scared.
They were scared, so they ran that man across town and fucking put a shotgun in his chest.
Fuck, we ain't getting shit. That's what we get. Some more
Yeah, I mean,
America.
white people been scared of this shit.
We gonna window, right? I know.
I don't fucking know.
We got this because they scared. Because they pussy. That's why they scared. Y'all pussy. Needs to be an EMP for that kind of shit. Like, oh shit, we out here. We got hands now. What's going on?
Yeah. While you send out your champion, we'll send out ours.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, Achilles. What's up?
Get out there. Fuck it up.
Fucking batons at midnight.
Yeah.
I got the Tonfas, you got the police stick, let's go.
Yes. They need to set that shit up. And we can just watch one live stream all together
Yeah.
as a country. We watch the one for our state. Let's go. We don't got sports, but we got this 1v1 at the fucking Capitol. Biden and Trump need to throw down, bro. Let's go. Choke each other to death. Not to death, I didn't mean that.
And even, like, there's just still, like, no room for, or like, conversation about breaking party. Or, like, breaking the two-party situation, even. It's still, like, the wholly accepted dialogue is this gun to your head or.
Yeah.
And they act like, they fucking, like, how can anybody not see that the Democrats are out here playing good cop?
That's just really grossing me out as people are buying it. All across the board, they're buying it.
Yeah, I mean, they already wholesale bought the narrative that there's, like, good protesters and bad protesters.
That's their shit, I forgot. They ain't buying it.
Yeah, they are that shit.
They are that shit. That's me. Yeah, boy. You better get with
I
it.
think I want to hear about, like, a fucking Macy's windows getting busted out while there's 2.5 million people in jail, in prison, whatever.
Give a fuck. Fuck it. Oh, wow.
But that's it. That's all the narrative you get. That's either this or this.
That's gross. Come November, I want to see some cool shit. I want to see some of them cool pictures like the niggas in Hong Kong been getting with their gas masks looking all post-apocalyptic. Everything burning around them. But that motherfucker had victory in his eyes, didn't he?
No, they lost,
no, they're not
man.
winning. Yeah, they're not winning. And they'll never win, actually, because that's kind of...
Did fucking Britain, like, Boris just opened, like, immigration to Hong Kong citizens. Like, total, like, we'll take millions, whatever, if you need to go, come. Which he is otherwise, as far as I know, been a despicable fucking idiot of a person.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that there's ulterior motives, but, like, cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of labor, though. He's like, holy shit, they know how to make the fucking phones. They can make all the plastic, bro. We got this. That's smart, idiot. Why wouldn't he... I mean, people... That shit is fucked up and we've been watching it for too long.
And that's crazy too. You see like fucking companies like Apple or whoever out fucking like, we stand in solidarity, like you haven't become trillionaires or what the fuck ever off of slave labor.
Off their backs.
Like, we don't, like, come on, man. You can't just put that label on. You can't.
The motherfuckers was jumping out of your damn buildings.
You built nets so they couldn't die.
Yeah. Ha ha. Get back to work.
That's the most dystopian shit I ever. Just to fucking shoot you right back to your desk.
Oh my
It's all over. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so what floor are you going to, huh? That's terrible.
Man.
Can't even make it up, dude. You heard about this dude who got ambushed apparently when some people called the police on some weirdo with some bomb making material and shit.
No, I don't think I know about that.
Killed the sheriff guy. And they let me see here. Let me see. Alright, alright. It's not working. Alright, yep, fuck that up. Well, who cares? I mean, oh no, he's dead. Anyway, yeah. I guess the guy was looking real weird. He had guns and, oh, look at all these white people. This is nice. This guy right here did it. Okay, yep, that's a good angle. Yeah, right. This fella. And they had a sign. Tell me if you can even see the sign right now.
Did his life matter? Mm-hmm. I sure do.
Fuck yeah. I don't know, but the other guy seemed like he had something else on his mind, but some other people like, he's gonna wreck us. And oh wait, no. I think this guy is ex-military. Actually. He was like, fuck the police, which is, and they were like, I can't believe it. He's a military man.
That's what. Never. There's never been any military people go wrong.
Never.
I was just thinking
on a
about.
ship.
I was just thinking about that shit today. Fucking all these reporters getting busted up and fucking arrested and their shit taken, and them fucking going to chase people down for fucking filming protests and like arresting them in their homes and shit, like identifying them through their Twitter and whatever, just like for filming. Yeah. Fucking pulling them out of their house in Seattle and shit. Well, I was just thinking about fucking Chelsea Manning. Didn't she like just get out of prison for that? For fucking like daring to try to tell people that we out massacring civilians.
Jesus, they got her for that.
Yeah, I mean, she was Bradley Manning at the time in the military, in the army. I'm not sure, but she caught a bunch of documentation of all the wild shit we were doing in Iraq and Afghanistan, and like sent it to a journalist, and they then fucking like black bagged her, all the shit, and held her without blah 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 for years, and tortured and so on. I think she just got released, but I mean, we act. That's what I mean. We act like surprised that this is happening, but I'm not. I'm not.
That's what they do. That's their move. Right?
How dare you tell people we're murdering everybody?
I swear to God, don't you know we can murder you? Just the same.
Mm-hmm. Even if everybody knows, even if they're watching it live, just take it.
Yep. You're supposed to just stand there and eat that shit. Because we don't do that.
Yep. Because there's good protesters and bad protesters.
Tugs. I want to make riot gear. I mean it. I want to fucking mass produce riot gear. That's what my food truck is gonna be. I'll just pull up. Hey, come on! I got pizzas. What are you doing? Feeding these people, sir. Why are they so well equipped? They're organized. Oh, the pizza box will turn into a fucking riot shield.
Nice.
Why does your pizza cost $35? Trying to live or not?
Yeah, it's bulletproof.
Don't eat those pepperonis. Put them in your pocket. I don't know. Apparently there's this notorious area in Tulsa, 11th and Garnett or something. That's it. That's popping off even more. I mean, I guess it was always the most notoriously dangerous area or something.
I lived out there.
What was that?
I said I lived out there.
You what?
I lived out there.
Ew. So yeah, it sucks, right? That area?
I mean, I ran into some shit a couple times, but nobody died.
I see. I guess police, was it police or security guard that killed somebody?
It was police, too. I think maybe both. I don't shit.
Both? Usually both. Yeah, that's his moonlight. Alright. Quadruple stabbing in San Jose. What does that mean? How can you stab 4 people? That's too
Did
much.
a person have, like, a 4-bladed knife? Was it 4 people? Did he stab them just 4 times? Yeah, what does that mean?
4 people.
He stabbed 4 different people.
Yeah, he had a fucking a pike, a 4-pronged pike. Nah. Damn, that's crazy.
Just scooped him
See,
up.
this is what non-violence is called. He killed one of them. National Guard troops pulling out of LA. It's time. It's time. Oh, that's probably what's really gonna happen. That's why it looks different. Like, oh, we back. Bro, there was people that broke into a car dealership in the fucking key safe or something and took all the cars, took a bunch of cars. That is radical.
Gone in 60 seconds. We got the crew, we got the truck in the garage, and we got 60 seconds to steal 240 cars. Let's go.
Let's go. People have been practicing for this shit in their heads, too. Scooping shit off the shelves. Imagine. We lost all of our shopping carts in one day. Also, everything in the store.
Did you watch the fights?
No. I should, though. Where should I start? I saw
The main card, though. I mean, the first fight was good.
Yeah. I already got it spoiled a little.
Oh,
Like, as soon as it happened.
that's fucked up.
Somebody with the distance or something. Can't remember. Who else on this fight, on this card? The notables.
Nunez was fighting at the top. Who the fuck else? I can't remember shit. I just watched it like 2 days ago.
I remember.
Yeah.
This was
So
on
that
Fight
Sean
Island, right?
O'Malley.
Sugar Sean.
Yeah,
That's right.
that was the first fight with that mustache fucker.
Bowie.
Yeah.
Bowie. Baba Bowie. Bowie. Bowie.
Yeah.
Baba Bowie. Bowie.
Uh-huh.
Baba Bowie.
Thanks for watching. I'm about to touch the
Baba
ass.
Bowie.